Hey guys, welcome to my Ocean One channel. I just wanted to get on here and do a quick video and share some thoughts with you guys because we've missed the 10K and I've already done a video over that. So it's asking me to put my seatbelt on. I wanted to do a video over my current thoughts about where we are and how we got here and what it would take to fix it. So before we do that, let's just jump right in with the YouTube disclaimers, to keep me out of YouTube jail. And none of my statements or content constitute professional advice. Viewers that follow any advice, instructions, or suggestions do so at their own risk. All right, so let's jump right into it. So I really wanted to do this video in our Ocean. I've been doing Ocean reviews, and I backed out here in the sun so you could see the pretty blue coming through, the solar roof. And I don't have 2.0 yet, so I've not done videos on that. But I just want to focus on how we got here and what I think will take to fix it. And I'm actually recording on the taco tray. I've got everything set up here on the taco tray. So, 1,001 uses. And that's really what I want to start with. The product is not a scam. We are not a company that has fooled the public with vaporware, which other companies have done. Trevor Milton comes to mind. The Ocean is very, very good. The product is very good. I just don't think that the product has been given a fair shake by the public, by the media. I think Fisker has been largely ignored and not embraced. So that has made it very tough for Fisker. Now, the next thing I think that has made it very difficult for Fisker is the company has been mostly family ran. And I do think, you can try to give everybody a chance, but I do think that has turned out to be a serious problem. You have Henrik as the CEO, you have Gita as the CFO and the COO. And when you look at those two roles, the CFO, we've missed two filings. That falls straight at her feet. There's just no getting around that. And then the COO, she seems to be lacking there as well, because a lot of the things, that have been planned out have not, come out very well. But, what we have going for us is the product is very good. So I'm going to start with what I think are the list of problems, and then I'm going to go into the list of solutions. So definite problem is the company has been family run. And this goes back to our original November, what was it, the 16th, 17th, I think it was, where Fisker kept saying, that was our SOP, our start of production. And, that looked pretty good, because we had Magna in our corner. And then the next thing we knew, we're like, oh, no, nothing's, gone through homologation. So, we got held up on that. And, whose fault is that? I don't know. But we definitely got held up a lot longer than Fisker expected. And, sales suffered because of that. So I don't think we were truly ready for our start of production, even though the company, seemed to look like that it was. So that turned out to be a problem. And then expanding on that, Fisker really messed up once we got homologated and we started getting Oceans into the hands of customers. It was just incredibly too slow, and people got tired of waiting. I was expecting my Ocean realistically around February of 2023. I had done everything Fisker had asked me to do, and then I got it in November of 2023. So, November the 3rd to be exact. Now I love the Ocean. It's fantastic. It was absolutely worth the wait. But a lot of people were not willing to, sorry, my face is itching. A lot of people were not willing to wait that amount of time on a car. A car is a very planned purchase. So, if you've got leases, and I fell into that category. You have to work around those. So, and then another thing that came up was Tesla dramatically lowered the price on their cars. And so, obviously some people probably jumped ship. And then you also had mixed in there the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, which dramatically changed the scope of electric vehicles everywhere. pretty much every EV maker out there lost the tax credit, except for mostly Tesla. Tesla was able to move around that and, get their batteries from other places and things like that, and mostly meet that. Okay, I don't want to get into the details there, but most EV makers lost the $7,500 tax credit, and Fisker was banking on that. Now lucky as an early reserver, I was able to take advantage of that. But new sales now for Fisker, they don't qualify for that. So that was another disadvantage going for us. So another thing that didn't work in our favor, the share price just been decimated. And, I think that causes its own set of problems, because people are looking at a company with an extremely low share price and are like, is Fisker going to survive? So they may not follow through with that purchase. Now, if they don't follow through with the purchase, they're missing out on a great vehicle. But, at the same time, in the back of their minds, they might be thinking, hey, who's going to service this thing, if Fisker's not around? So, it is a genuine concern. And then we have the dealer pivot. Now, it doesn't seem like enough people, maybe I shouldn't say people, enough dealers are signing up for this. And I think that's mostly because the Nissan news broke. That's when you really started seeing a slowdown in the dealers, and I think the dealers just want to know, hey, what's up with Nissan? Are we left out in the cold here? And I don't know if Fisker can tell them or not, because of NDAs and stuff like that, non-disclosure agreements. I just don't know what Fisker can tell them. I have no idea. But, if I was a dealer, that would be a concern of mine. I would want to know. And so that may be working against us currently. And then we have, the YouTuber MK Brown, or Marky Brown, whatever you want to call him, has almost 20 million followers. And he kind of likes the ocean. He goes over a lot of things and likes it. But then, he just destroys the ocean with a sensationalized title, it's the worst car that he's ever driven. So I think that dramatically hurt sales, and I think that hurt Fisker's image, and that really was not a fair review at all, because his ocean was several software updates behind, and I know that because he didn't even have some of the features that I had. So that was not a fair review in any sense of the word, because no customer would have been purchasing that car without it immediately being updated. And then another thing we have working against us is, the note holder. The note holder, after we missed our own 10Q, the note holder was able to dilute the daylights out of us. And that's why I was so excited for this Friday, because I was expecting that to come to an end. And it didn't, because we didn't file the 10K. Which leads me right into the next segment, which is Gita. Gita is the CFO, she is the COO, and in my opinion, she has to go. The mistakes have just been too big. They've been too big. I just don't see how you keep her on as the CFO and the COO. I know she's a majority holder of the company, but you have to do what is best for the company. And Fisker would be wise to put her in another role. I know they own the company. I think she owns like 68 million shares, without looking it up. Yes, her and Henrik, she and Henrik are the company, no doubt about it. But that's not been working out very well. So Gita, do the right thing and step down and get out of the way and get somebody in there that's not going to miss these filings. It's just that simple. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about in the negatives is I think all of these, I don't think you can pin it on any one single thing. I just think you add them all up and make an ugly cake, maybe a fruit cake for Christmas, which most people don't like. And you realize that because of all these things and all the negative sentiment around Fisker, sales are probably much slower than they should be. And I don't think Fisker expected this. So this really puts Fisker in a tough box. Because, we have all this inventory on the books and we need to move inventory. And I think, we have to expect that sales are slower than Fisker expects. Now, why do I think that? Mainly because Fisker said that they would provide a delivery slash sales update in February. That was in a press release, okay? And then February came and February went, and we never got one. So that screams to me that sales are slower than Fisker wanted them to be. So what do we do to fix this? I think the first thing Fisker should do, if they can, is give the dealers a heads up on what's up with Nissan. I don't know if they can, but if they can, I think they need to share that information with those dealers and let those dealers know what are the expectations from, from their perspective. Is Nissan going to get the majority of Oceans? Are they going to be competing? Fisker needs to lay that out for them, in my opinion. Now, this is a total guess. Maybe Fisker already has, but seems like the dealer sign-up are very slow after the rumor broke from Japan that Nissan and Fisker were working together. So I think that's a valid concern from the dealers. The second thing is Fisker needs to jump all over creating a better brand image. Now, I've done what I can through my YouTube channel, but I just don't have the scope or reach, that these influencers do. So, I'm pretty limited. But Fisker's not limited in that area. They could go after other influencers and, give them a good Ocean with, 2.0 and say, hey, have at it, man. Show the world how good our product is. So Fisker should come out swinging against, MK's review. That should be refuted. Now, I did my own review to refute his, but, at the end of the day, he has like 20 million followers, and I have like, 1,300 plus. So, I'm a small fish in a very, very large ocean, there. And I just think that Fisker could do a much better job coming out swinging with marketing. The Ocean is very good. It would not be hard to fix that image. The next thing Fisker needs to do is get the dang 10K filed. That will stop the note holder from further dilution, and that will rectify the situation. It's just such a shame that we are here 2 quarters in a row dealing with late filings. And, Fisker's probably going to be paying fines over this late filing because we're past the extension. So that's the next step. Be all over that, get it fixed, work 24/7, whatever it takes. Now, the next thing that is working in our favor is the software. We have to understand we're working on, you might say base 1 software, okay, 1.0, 1.07, things like that. I'm up to 1.11 and I'm waiting on 2.0. So, 1.0 is practically finished for all intents and purposes. And I have 1.11. So the software after 1.11 jumps up to 2.0. So, Fisker is saying, hey, base 1 is over. Base 2 is coming out. And I would say that 1.11 is pretty much the final version of base 1. Now, what am I getting at? I'm getting at that the software in the Ocean is very, very good. Once you have 1.11, the Ocean is very stable. You get very few errors. Everything works just like it should. You get just very few things going on that are quirky that happened, a lot prior to that, okay? So Fisker should be all over that with brand awareness, saying, hey, we have resolved these problems. And that's where other social influencers could come in with a very large market, much larger than mine. So Fisker should be all over that. And then the last thing that I really want to focus on is Fisker should have an emergency meeting and say, Gita, you've got to get out of the way. And I've supported her up to this point, but, from my opinion as an investor, the mistakes have just been too large. Now, this is outside looking in. There may be other factors here that I am simply not aware of. But, at the end of the day, you have to look at what's best for your company, what's best for your investors, and let's be realistic. As I'm making this video, the share price closed at 17 cents on Friday. And that's after a rally. That's after it actually went up. I don't know what it was, 10% or something, okay, whatever it was. But we have to admit that Fisker has put itself in this box. Fisker can get itself out of this box. They just have to fix the issue. And you know, there's other things, and I've gone over other things before, but I don't want to make this video too long. So these are my very quick thoughts here. And as always, if you like the video, please like. That's going to help others, you know, find my content. And I really hope somebody from Fisker is watching this, you know, and I hope that they take those ideas to heart. And those board members, you know, they just open up with their wallets and their pocketbooks, you know, and all of their connections, and they fix this, you know, maybe give us a big fleet deal or something. So, you know, if you're liking my content, just like and subscribe, you know, as long as you like the video, like. And I appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate the support. And until next time, crew.